Thanks for tuning in to Hollywood Makeover, the definitive information show for independent filmmakers young and old.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Hollywood Makeover. I'm your host, Rochelle McCrae, and today we're going to teach you how to properly handle guns on set. We know that you do a lot of fighting scenes, there can be a lot of scenes with action, and we need the real professionals to teach us how it's done. We've brought in Lou Pimber. Lou is a former police officer as well as a member of the HIDTA Drug Task Enforcement Agency. So we know he knows his stuff and he can really teach us about guns. However, now Lou is on set as a professional actor, and you've seen him in things like Kingsman and even a whole season of Breaking Bad.
That's right.
What do you think is the first most important thing to remember about utilizing guns on set?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure you're always safe with the gun. You have to respect the gun's capability, and that's simply put as it can hurt you. Obviously, it can kill you. So you need to become familiar with the weapon you're going to use on set. And also, you want to make sure you're always safe with the weapon on set.
Right.
You always want to designate someone to be in charge of the guns while the actors are acting and the guns are being held somewhere safe until they're ready for use. And again, we treat these with the same care and respect as we do the real ones.
Right.
So that your mindset is always on safety.
Got it.
Whether it's a real gun or not.
Now, can you just show us some techniques of holding it and shooting it and stuff like that? Because I think that's I think it's important for actors and directors to understand, you know, the director needs to understand, I think, when to tell the actor what to do, and then the actor also needs to understand how to hold it so it looks real.
One of my goals on set is always to make sure that the actor appears to be comfortable holding that weapon. So oftentimes we'll coach them on how to hold the weapon in such a way that it appears that they've been doing it for years, Number one, we make sure they're using the proper grip, a proper stance, so a stance where they feel balanced, And whether they're left-handed or right-handed, we make sure they hold the weapon securely in their hand, and they aim the weapon in such a way that it appears like they've been doing it for years,
Lou, why don't you show us some of your stances, some of the professional techniques that you use, or the real-life ones, actually, since he was a former law enforcement
The real-life ones. We can do those too. This is typically shown to actors basically on a stand like this. They refer to it as a Weaver stance. I try to stay away from names because they just confuses things, you know, for the actor. They have plenty of things to think about. So I just show them to stand in a sort of in a comfortable stance, feet kind of spread apart at about shoulder width apart, with one foot in front of the other, and in a comfortable stance standing this way, not without a death grip on the gun, just sort of a firm grasp on the gun, and aim the weapon. Obviously use the front sight to adjust their aim, and when they come forward and they draw their weapon this way and come forward and shoot this way. This is another one that we would teach them. I always teach them to hold the weapon close to them when they're not using it. One, it's good practice. It keeps them from being disarmed in a real-world scenario. And also, it's just better for safety, Whenever you teach an actor to shoot with one hand, we teach them to stand off to the side in such a manner like this, so that they have a proper posture, stability in their stance. When they come across a corner, if they're entering a room, well, you don't see this much on TV, but you'll see the trained person come across the corner. If they have to cut across the corner on their left side, I teach them to transition to the opposite hand.
Oh, right.
This is what this is what a trained person would do. So it gives, again, the element of realism.
You want it to look real.
Correct. You want to make sure the actor portrays himself in such a way where you can tell that he's actually has proper target acquisition. He knows he's got a target, and he knows there may be something behind the target he doesn't want to hit. So it'll sort of give that element of responsibility on the part of the actor. If he draws his weapon, he's responsible for where that bullet ends up.
See, so listen to all of the different words he's using and some of the keywords and stuff we're talking about. I think it's, if you know someone who's a professional who handles guns professionally, that'd be the first person you'd want to go talk to and say, hey, we're shooting this movie. I need some professional advice. Or you can hire someone like Lou to come down to your set, because that could be a very wise place to spend your budget, because it's all about protecting people.
So one of the first things you want to show the actor is to approach the vehicle at an angle. Okay. Now, by approaching the vehicle at an angle, they have what we call a tactical advantage over the driver. You kind of come walking this way, up into the vehicle, to cover inside the vehicle like this. Police, don't move! Something like that, assuming you're the good guy on the set, right?
I feel scared just from that already.
So we'll teach actors how to do that, how to come up on set, how to hold the weapon in a way where the weapon looks secure, like they've been doing this for years. Elbows tucked in nice and close. They come in up to the vehicle at an angle, stop, and take aim. You want to have the element of surprise on your side, right? You want to surprise the bad guys coming around the corner, but more importantly, for the sake of a movie, you want to appear real when you're doing it.
Right.
All right? You don't want to come over and do it this way.
I'm here.
Right?
That's how I would.
Right? You want to come over, you want to appear real, your weapon is drawn. As you cut the corner, it's called cutting the pie.
Cutting the pie.
You come over, you get a piece of the pie, and there we are.
Oh,
You're
and
exposed.
the whole pie is yours.
That's right. And once you're here, you own this scene. You own it. You don't go back unless there's a reason to get headed for cover.
Right.
But once you're here, and you've got a full picture of what's in front of you, whatever target's in front of you.
Why do you call it cutting the pie?
Because you're getting a picture of ahead of you, one slice at a time.
Got it.
Yeah. So in other words, if you come around this way, I come around, I come around, I come around. Now I have half the pie. I have the whole pie.
I want to see your final technique on how to kind of switch from the big gun to the little gun.
Little transition?
Little transition.
Gotcha. All right. This is often taught to actors so that they, again, give the element of realism, right, to appear as if this is sort of a worst case scenario, right? Your weapon jams or you run out of ammo, and what do? Well, if you have a secondary sidearm on you, you can easily transition to it without having to raise your hand and ask for help, right? So it looks so.
Excuse me, cut, no.
Right. It looks sort of like this. The actor is actively using the assault rifle like so. For whatever reason, there's a jam or a misfire or he's out of ammo. He releases a weapon, tosses it to his back, transitions to the handgun. Just like that.
Wow.
In a fluid, smooth motion.
Yeah, and you've got the element of using two weapons in a shot.
Right.
And you've got the element of safety.
Right.
And you have the element of looking professional. So it all is very believable to your audience.
You got a little cool doing it.
Yeah. Well, Lou, we really appreciated having you on today's episode of Hollywood Makeover.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to learn more about Lou and follow his career, as well as get some tips and tricks, you can visit his website at www.loupimber.com. Thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Rashama McCray, and we'll see you next time on another edition of Hollywood.